in time for everything fast. That looks interesting. Zooming in. That looks like a fire engine with a empty tub. Yeah. Really want to see it. I got playground. That's good. That looks interesting stuff. Running camouflage, into the camouflage. Stuff that I don't need. Expensive stuff I don't need. More expensive stuff I don't need. Food stores. That is a steam powered car. Give me the top. Zooming in. Steam powered. It's a bit like a Marshall tractor there. Turn that on. Now we're going to take a walk around the whole playground. Not long. Helps. Swing boats, just at the top. Corner ring. These keep off the failing track indeed. Whatever that is, everybody's favourite. That's what they're thinking about opening. The Land Rovers. Aha! This is perfectly powered then. Not quite ready for the Land Rovers then. The Land Rovers are on first. Early 60s, military. I don't know what year that one is. Oh yes. Oh, more Land Rovers. More Land Rovers. And that's, I thought there was only one of these with a roof on it. Right here, in this one shot, there's two. That's an Emirates in mid-1970s. But go look at the interesting bit of what you zoomed in. The interesting bit at the back is the generator bit. That's the engine, that's the generator. There's the big thick cables to power. Appears to have a steam engine in there. Just uncovering it. It's better than one generator, two. And the third one over there. Brilliant. Oh, how's that for timing? There's your centre engine. And it is made by Savages of Kazim. Savages of Kazim. So that ride will run without the need for this to be running. Even more. A miniature steam over there. Oh, look at it. And there's a flipping engine thing over there, with the organ thing. Oh, Reg, so that's 1970, 79 possibly. Which looks as if it's towed the living van here. you need to walk around this one to see the twin engine diesel power generators for a gardener. We're looking at that, aren't we? And it's got a Maudsley. I bet they're not still going. 100 volts, 220 amps. 1941. Crikey, that's done some life, isn't it? It's just a Scamble Crusader. We're not done with those yet, are we? But feeling we looked into this. Oh, that's registration. Amusement. So this is obviously carries a ride around it, possibly a good thing. It's on the phone. And already we're getting distracted and ending up with the what do you call it? Commercial vehicles. This is a C-Reg 84. We have some interesting stuff actually. Nice old cars, none with air conditioning, motorbikes. Another interesting lorry over there, I don't even know what that is from here. And that one's for sale. UK. So it looks like we've started the parade of Land Rovers. It's 8 minutes we're into this, we're just carry on running. This one's brought for some chairs with him. Oh, it's got the turning arrangement on the front. Having the hammer adjustment done to it. It's got the full details of it. Counter station with W Series 3.5 litre V8. It's got air conditioning. We've got the miniature engines over there. Oh, look at, I've forgotten his name as well. David, not Benson there. David Dragstone is the name, that's what it is. The Cotton near Retford. Miniature engines. You can see it. So already starting to get the
built over at the time, which ended up being called the Series 1, and that's one's going past us right now. Series 1 Land Rover, how it all started, 80 inches, quite short, and the 80 inches is from the middle of the front axle to the middle of the back axle. Got a second one, called a 107, no prizes for guessing why it's called a 107. And they were how it all started, the Land Rover. Now Land Rover listened to its market and they tried to progress things over the years. A few years later, launching the Series 2, the Series 2A, then the Series 3, and eventually the 90 and the 110. And we've pretty much got an example of everything right here in the arena today, which is really, really good. And we haven't got any modern Land Rovers at all. We've usually got a couple of fairly modern ones. You might think that blue one on the end's a Defender. It's not a Defender. It's a Land Rover made down at Coventry. I was lucky enough to visit the Land Rover factory quite a few years ago when Defender was still in production. I believe it was about 2007. And part company with quite a bit of money, and you can still have a walk around the factory today. However, you won't get the pleasure of seeing vehicles of this shape being built anymore. They stopped producing Defender in 2016, the last ever Defender was produced. Yes, I know there's a modern one, which is not really a proper Defender because it's made out in Slovenia and there's absolutely nothing relating to the older vehicles. So how did Land Rover start? No surprises for guessing that they went out and they bought some old Jeeps, just like the one in the top corner. And they basically ripped them in bits, nicked a few good ideas off them, developed their own engine to put in the Land Rover, which is basically taken out of a Rover car in the early ones. And they launched the Land Rover, which, as we can all see, is very, very, very much based on the Jeep. Some say that Jeep stands for just enough essential parts. I'm not sure whether that's the case, but I have heard it, and it certainly suits, doesn't it? So right up in the top corner, we've got the Hodgkiss Jeep. Bottom corner, the two Series 1 Land Rovers, how it all started, the little 80-inch, and then the 107-inch, that's one with the blue cab, and the sort of work-in-progress paintwork, shall we call it. Not so long after that, they launched the Series 2 Land Rover. And the main way to work out between the Series 2 and the Series is the door hinges. Having a few problems with the microphone. Might just have to fetch the receiver outside. So in the first Land Rovers, there was a 1600cc petrol engine, uprated that to 2 litres, and then they thought still not quite powerful enough, so ended up with a 2.25 litre petrol engine, and the same derivative in diesel, which went on for many, many years, that derivative of engines, the 2.25 range, right up until, well, the late 1980s. The Army loved it so much that they said, it doesn't matter what new engines you fetch in, we want you to keep fitting the early 2.25 petrol and diesel engines, and that's purely because they could fix them out in the field, basically using a range of hammers. So I'll try and get some parked up. It'd be really good if you could get the Jeeps and the Series 1s next to each other. Now they say that 3/4 of all Land Rovers ever built are still on the road. I think that probably is very much the case with the vehicles of this kind of ilk. Your modern Evokes, Discoveries, that kind of thing. I don't think those figures actually quite stack up, because Land Rover decided to go into the luxury market by launching the Range Rover, would you believe, all back in 1971. And the original Range Rover you could hose out. Imagine doing that with a new one. So we have a little announcement. Toyota Land Cruiser If you have a Toyota Land Cruiser registration M575AUF, please return to your vehicle and move it as you are blocking an end. Toyota Land Cruiser M575AUF. Please return to your vehicle as you are blocking an entrance. Thank you. So we've got the Hotchkiss Jeep just parking up there in military spec. It's just turned the air conditioning on there, as you can see by folding the front windscreen down. You're going at the side, that's it, wonderful.
I'm stood in the wrong place.
So a fine selection of vehicles parked up here right now. So just remind, if you have a Toyota Land Cruiser, registration M575AUF, please return to your vehicle as it's causing an obstruction. Right, we're going to run down, have a bit of a chat with our drivers. So you have got the only non-Land Rover based vehicle here in the arena. However, it's for very, very good reason, because this is how it all started. Tell us about what you've got. It's absolutely gorgeous. In there, still got the 2.2 side valve engine, got a lovely sound to it, so when you visit the club or have a listen to it, extremely refined for what is basically an agricultural military vehicle. Tell us about what we've got up here above your head. We're going to be doing demonstrations over the course of the weekend. When are we going to be doing that? Now if you want to get it set up, if you make a bit of a van load, if you haven't got any jobs or like that, just be aware that about a couple of minutes and there is going to be a bit of a bang. So we'll just wait on. I'll talk to the next one while you get fixed up. Give us a shout. So we've got the Series 1, it went from the Willis Hotchkiss Jeep up to the Series 1. Can you see the differences? Not a great deal of differences, is there? American, good old UK British. So here we've got a 1951 vehicle dispatched directly to the British Army, and it was given a military registry, possibly used in West Australia during the Christmas Island atomic testing in 1957 to 1958. Other vehicles from this consignment used and photographed there. Sold through the military surplus in Ruddington auctions in 1961. It's been used as a tow truck around the Norwich area until the 1990s. Purchased as a rolling chassis in 2013 and rebuilt. Currently has a later engine and gearbox while all the originals are being rebuilt. This vehicle attended the Land Rover 70th anniversary in Anglesey, Wales, at Red Wharf Bay, and other rallies since. Now, what's all that Red Wharf Bay business about? This vehicle was designed by a fellow called Horace Wills on his holidays when he was at Red Wharf Bay in Anglesey. He was out with his family, a fellow that couldn't switch off from everyday work life, and while his family were enjoying themselves on the beach, he drew out the design of this on the beach. So there's a bit of a pilgrimage for a lot of Land Rover fans who would take their vehicles back down there. And I did just the same this year out in, I think it was September time. However, my Land Rover was off the road, so it was doing it in a Ford, which was a little bit embarrassing. But either way, we went to the Red Rock Day just to find the Land Rover Ford. Are we ready to give this a go? Right, we're going to fire this gun, so if you do have anybody with a bit of a nervous disposition, doesn't like bangs, I've got a window in it on the box, is the window going to be okay? It's fine? Right, let's give it a go. Hey, what's too bad? Have you run out of gas? You're like a party popper. No gas, run out of gas. Let's get it filled up for tomorrow. Oh, I've got a bit of a teacher. But I've had a short demonstration there, so thank you for that. Look, what's going on down there? Oh, there's all sorts down there. My word. Oxygen bottle, and a gas bottle, and a battery. So there's a proper little combustion job going on there, isn't it? Hence why we get the wild bang. So I might need to tweak some things and have another go tomorrow. But thank you for that. Brilliant job. So, next up we've got the next series one, thank you. This one known as the 107 because it's 107 inches between the middle of the front axle and the middle of the back axle. This vehicle, built in 1965, with the original 2-litre petrol engine, originally supplied in double grip, blue wheel, a registered Doncaster, later used as tow truck and sign written by Preston Garage Hill Street Workshop, then used by a blacksmith in Sheffield, purchased for £100 from Hemingway's Garage and Breakers in Grenoside, Sheffield in 1984 as an MOT failure for farm use. It was restored in 2009 and taken to the Great Dorset Steam Fair that year. Currently used for off-roading and transporting anything and everything. This also attended the 70th anniversary in Anglesey, Wales in 2018. This is used regularly in Wales, holding its own with more modern four-wheel drive, apart from breaking a rear half shaft. So yes, these are fantastic vehicles. I own one of these Series 1 vehicles and it certainly would keep up and exceed the modern day four-wheel drive. I regularly took my Series 1 across Martin and Moor, off of Huddersfield, towing cows and like I said, far better than even, dare I say, the Toyota. So going up a few years now, this is Series 2A. A Series 2A, tell us about it.
1964 ex-army, originally used as a wombat to carry anti-tank guns. Was withdrawn from the army in 1962. I was 4 civilian owner. The last local added before me added about 4 years. Parts in 1991. I bought the vet but it's
Well, it's great to see you here at this Series 2A. How do you tell the difference between a Series 3 and a Series 2 or a 2A? You might think it's because of the headlights are in the middle. That's not the case. There was a few where the headlights were in the middle on the Series 2 and vice versa. It's actually these door hinges. The people in the safety world says, oh, these door hinges, they could cause problems if you struck a passenger, struck a pedestrian, something like that. Would you believe it? It's all a bit silly. Nothing to do with these big steel bumpers on the front. It's all about the hinges. The difference between a Series 2 and a 2A, and a 3 rather, is the hinges. Sticky out hinges on the 2 and the 2A, smooth hinges on the Series 3. Okay, next. That's we're going to have a word with our 88 driver. What we got?
It's a 1968 Series 2A. Put the engine out and bulkhead out with the roll. Bumper in standard, don't know how it got that bumper. It's not a military.
I see, so we've ended up with quite a lot of military vehicles here. I think, 5 in the lineup, and 4 of the ones we've spoken about so far are ex-military. Just shows that they either didn't get used a great deal, or they were looked after very, very well. See this military one here. You can tell from the back of them whether they're military or not. The rear cross member is really square, and the civilian one, it's got a few more angles on it. But great to see this one here. If you hang on, I've got a few problems with the microphone. Hello. If you were to tick every option on the what shall we say, the options list with the Land Rovers, this is what you would have got: a 3.5 litre V8 County Station Wagon Series 3. This would have been the Range Rover top spec of its day. It has everything on it. Really is a fantastic vehicle. This one was a project by the Thatcher government to British try and compete 4x4 manufacturers, mainly Japanese. But as usual, they left it too late, and other manufacturers managed to get in a foothold in the market, and the £40 million spent on the project didn't go to plan. So stage 2 of this project was abandoned. The stage 1 wasn't a popular seller in the UK because of the 3.5 litre V8 engine, even though the fuel economy was almost the same as the 2.25 litre petrol engine. The majority of the stage 1s were exported. The New Zealand Army purchased a batch of 566. Some of these were still in service up to 2006. This particular Land Rover was built in 1982 and was purchased in 2017, and in 2024 it was rebuilt with a Richards galvanised chassis. The bulkhead's been repaired and galvanised along with all 5 door frames, body cappings, pedal boxes and other various items. It's basically been completely gone through, and it says here it's for sale as well. So if you like this vehicle, come and speak with the driver, and no doubt you can have a look and potentially buy it. Now, we're struggling a little bit with the microphone, so I'm going to see how far out we can get. Next we've got a little Series 2A, and this top is known as a bikini top. Great, this type of weather that we're having. This thing on the front, this allows this vehicle to be towed by a slightly heavier vehicle. So marking the north of England different shows with this Land Rover bobbing along on the back of his motorhome. Hence, that's why it's got the A-frame on the front. The term Defender wasn't fetched out until about 1992. This is my own vehicle. It's been off the road for quite a few years. I took it off the road in 2020. It got to Sheffield Steam. We've also managed to stick the summer engine in there as well. It had quite a powered diesel engine.
Sentinel DG4.
Rebuilt on a galvanised chassis.
Chain drive.
Once again, a Land Rover for life. Rotting away, shooting salt on the road. And rather ironically, when I'm not talking to you in the summer, I drive a gritter. So I saved all my gritting money to pay for the Land Rover to be repaired that ultimately went rotten because some clown was spreading salt on the road.
This one's getting tinkered with. We've got Sheffield Steam wagon, E-registered. Oh, the cider one, yes. Seen that before. Oh. And even the work on that trailer is amazing. We got a Foster from Lincoln. Got registration. It's got 2015 registration. Alright, what else have we got? I think we missed a line. I'm not sure we did. I think this is the line here. There we are. Got the chimney extension on the barrel. 2007 barrel. Sentinel. Not sure if that's electric or.
Now, do we know whether this has done any active service?
It says TR. You see the trick is on the front. Yeah. I get that. That's clever.
So it seems quite an easy line. That's probably the reason why it's in preservation today. Some of the Land Rovers that you see in the unit.
Brief distraction. Those from Paisley. Distraction there. No, you don't see many of them. Oh, I bet we don't see another roller. It's a ball roller. No, there's not another roller there. Great scale. 63 2013 plate. And running out. That looks like an electric Sentinel. Not seen another roller yet. And I have to stop there. I have to take a photograph. Here we go. It's good. Steam powered stationary boiler pump. That's 2 or 3 here. Steam. I think that's really fine. Finish your engine. Not only carrying itself, pulling a trailer, pulls like one on the back.